So here's the walkthrough for Edexcel Foundation GCSE. It's from November 2023. It's paper 1, so put your calcs away. Always with page 1, don't overcomplicate, but also don't take too easily. So here we go. Range, they've actually put them in order already. Try and trick you probably into doing median, but range is biggest, take away smallest, giving us the answer of 6. Next, 120 take away 89. A couple of ways of doing this. I'm going to go for the shortcut. I'm going to add 1 to each number because it won't change the outcome, but it can make things a lot easier if you're not a fan of borrowing, paying back and all that malarkey. Next, algebra, do the numbers first. 3 times 4 is 12. Then do any letters. Just so happens there's only an A on this one. Next one, not going to pretend I've got an overlay or anything with regards to an actual protractor. But question 4, when I measured it, turns out to be 40 degrees. I believe the mark scheme agrees with me, and the mark scheme will always be plus or minus 2 degrees. Number 5, men's arithmetic. 30 divided by 5 is 6. So 300 will be 10 times bigger. Obviously, if you want to go bus stop, etc., feel free. You're entirely welcome to whatever way you prefer. Next one, as you can see, answer, always pay attention. Answer in millilitres. So straight away, let's go for millilitres. We have 3,000, we use 700. We do ourselves a takeaway. Or again, feel free to count up, add on, whatever way you prefer. It's 2,300 millilitres for the right answer. Question 7, we've got a scale, which means usually a multiplier, but if working backwards, you'll divide by it. So going from centimetres to metres, your multiplier is 5. So same here, 3 centimetres times by 5 gives you 15 metres. But now working backwards, so do the opposite. We are going to divide by 5 to give us the correct answer of 4. On the next one, I've cheated a little because you don't want to sit there wasting your time watching me go museum dash castle dash. So I've done it already. As you can see, I do indeed put the dashes on, make sure, and again, always double check those numbers add up to the 24. Mode is most common. So the castle is the most frequent, and I've cheated for part C because no one wants to sit there watching me be terrible with technology attempting to draw this. I've mentioned on my worked answers how the mark scheme refers to 1 mark for either axis having a correct label. You get 1 mark for 2 bars being correct. That's following through from your tally, and 1 mark for it being fully correct and labelled. On to question 9. Simple probability, although it looks wordy, it's not that bad. So, probability of taking a red. 9 are red out of the 22 counters. Done. Does not take a pink. So as we can see, pink is 8, so it's the other 2. It's 14 out of 22. Takes a white. Now there are no whites. You could write 0 out of 22, but why would you bother when 0 is perfectly fine? Number 10, another wordy one, but again, not all the words are any use. First of all, you need to make the connection. You've got a recipe for 20 cookies. Derek wants to make 60, so we have a multiplier of 3. He has 900 grams of peanut butter, so that's the only thing we're interested in. So 250 grams is required for 20. 3 lots of that is required for 60. Does Derek have enough peanut butter? Yes, he does. If you want to be an extra bit watertight, say that he's actually got 150 spare, but there's no need for that. On to number 11. I've also cheated for this, because again, I'm rubbish with technology. Doesn't matter where you draw it. Scale factor of 3 means the base must treble and the height must treble. Does not matter where on the grid. There's no centre of enlargement, so anywhere will do. On to the next one. Whenever with substitution, with or without a calculator, double check negatives if and when they crop up. Doesn't crop up here until part B, but nevertheless, take care. So for A, work out the value of P when G is 3. So 2 G's are 6. Added to 4 H's, that's 20, because multiplication comes first in BIDMAS. We've got the answer 26. Next one, it's a hidden solving question. So take the equation, rewrite it, replace P with 38. 2G, don't know, got to work that out, plus 4 lots of H. Subtract 12 from both sides. And we've got 2G, value of, we want 1G, so halve it. Divide it by 2. On to V, negatives coming into play. Take care. V equals 3 lots of whatever R is, 3 lots of -3, -9. Subtract whatever Q is. This is not the occasion where 2 minuses make a plus. That is when you're multiplying or dividing, or they are adjacent in a summation. So, -9, take away 2, -11. Take care. On to number 13. Chloe has some scrunchies. So, 100 grams of wool cost £3. Answers in pence. Let's go to pence. This is non-calc, so let's keep it simple. Let's knock 2 noughts off. But to make a hairband, she uses 5 grams. So that's going to cost 15 pence. It wants a total. So we have 15 pence worth of wool. We have 8 pence for the hairband. It's going to cost 23 pence to make a scrunchie. Number 14. Oh, whoops, I've cheated yet again. Now you've got a choice on this. You could go for the y equals mx plus c. So the intercept is -1. The gradient is 4, which means you start at -1, go along 1 unit, up 4, along 1 unit, up 4. Or the alternative is your table of values, pick easy values for x, sub them in. Y equals 4 zeros, take away 1. 4 ones are 4, take away 1. 4 twos are 8, take away 1. It's no coincidence it's going up in 4s. That's the gradient. Obviously, however you do it, use a ruler. Number 15, Steve's buying a car. So, Steve pays 25% deposit. So let's find a quarter of that amount. So we halve it for 6,000. We halve it again. He's going to pay £3,000. That means we take it away. 12 take away 3. there's £9,000 left to pay, and we're going to divide it into 20 equal monthly payments. It's non-calc. When you're dividing, you can just scrub them out, and you have the same answer. 900 divided by 2, £450 for each monthly payment. Shah's going for an exam. Basically, he scores 45 out of 60. So if we cancel it down, could divide by 5. I'm going to divide by 15. And hopefully you'll recognise 3/4 as being 75%. 75%, as you can see, is a pass. On we go to some calculations. So for question 17, you might be used to old KFC or whatever, something along those lines, but you multiply by the reciprocal. Top times top, bottom times bottom. How many times does 5 go into 18? 3, with a remainder of 3. And the denominator stays the same. Next, on to number 18. Obviously, you'll have your own preferred way of multiplying to 2-digit numbers. So I'll just go for the old-fashioned standard. It's a case of multiply 63 by 24, however you feel more comfortable, and putting the decimal point back in the right place, giving us a total of 1,512. But there are 2 digits after the decimal point in the question, or do it by estimation. 6 times 2 should be an answer just above 12. There we go, 15.12. On to some indices. So anything to the power of 0 is 1. We have a negative power. Negative power means 1 over that power, and 5 squared is 25. Part B, on the top, it's multiply, so add the powers. And when you divide, you subtract those powers, 2 to the power of 6. On to question 20. So 156 above your times tables. So if it's even, you could halve it, but I'll go with 13, because 12 12s are 144. 13 12s are 156. Don't be afraid of your three-way splits, particularly with numbers like 8 and 12. So as a product of prime factors, any order really. And obviously if it asks for index form, you must use it. Your choice on this one. Finally, for next part B, find the HCF of, so we've obviously got to do it for 130. It's a nice 13 times 10 and 5 times 2. So we have a common factor of 13 and another common factor of 2. So 13 times 2 gives us the 26, which is the highest common factor of 156 and 130. Number 21. So we're told that the mean of 5 is 4.2. Well, to find the mean, you do a divide. So work backwards. To find the total, you do a multiply. And we end up with 21 centimetres for the total of the 5 sticks. We have 1 stick measured at 7. So we go down to 14 for the other 4. So we need to do 14 divided by 4. Now, not the greatest of numbers, but divide by 4 means halve it for 7, halve it again for 3.5, or an equivalent. The next bit, we have, does the measurement of 17 centimetres affect the answer? Well, yes, because it would reduce this number there, so we'd be sharing a smaller amount. So any words along the lines that it would reduce the mean, I'll leave it up to you. Number 22. This is where I can't use a pair of compasses, so I'll just talk you through it. Set your compasses so that they are this far apart. So point to point is A to P, and put your metal bit on P and make an arc over there. So basically we're ignoring B. Now set your compasses to over halfway, because now you draw a perpendicular bisector. So compass on A, draw yourself a semicircle. Compass on the new notch, make yourself a semicircle. And obviously, if you've done it properly, when you join these up, you will get a right angle, the 90 degrees, because you've constructed your perpendicular bisector. Obviously take a bit more time and do it better than what you see there. All right, number 23. So first of all, an isosceles triangle has two sides the same, but also two angles the same. That's your first thing to notice. Next thing is how to interpret a ratio. Now, as you can see, x is on the double side. X is worth 2 when y is worth 1. In other words, to get x, you must double y. So that means get rid of that and get rid of that. So in this triangle, we have 5 y's making 180. And if you want to do mental arithmetic, or if you want to do bus stop, your choice, as long as you get y to be 36. But that's not the answer, because we want w. W and y make a straight line. Do a subtraction however you want, column subtraction, or take off 30 to get 150, take off 6 to get 144. Number 14. Very wordy, but just take it one step at a time. That's the first word you really care about. Total. Total of all these books. If you look at the X's, there are 6 of them. If you look at the numbers, there's -5 plus 1, and these make 44 books. We add 4 to both sides. We divide both sides by 6. So, when we look at shelf B, because there's the next bit of information, B has 3 lots of X, that's 24, plus 1, that's 25. Now again, not the easiest, but 75 divided by 25 is 3. So this one is 300. That's 300 grams per book. Shelf A has X amount of books. Its 8 threes are 24, but it's 8 300s to get 2,400 grams. On to number 25. It mentions mass, volume. I would make a note, E, M, V. Work out the density. We do mass over volume over means divide. So just pop in the decimal point. Number 26, don't round them off, so they're like 5.5 or anything, or 10 or anything like that. I would round off the 5.7 to make 6, the 8 to make 8, and the 0.26, which is close enough to 0.25, which is a quarter. So on the top, we've got 8 sixes, 48. Now don't forget, when you divide by a half, you might as well multiply by 2. So when you divide by a quarter, you might as well multiply by 4. So I'm getting 192. The mark scheme allows anything between 160 and 200 inclusive. And finally, we've got some algebra. So over here, if you do it by grid, that's up to you. I'll do loops. 3x times 2x, 6x squared. 3x times negative 5, negative 15x. Why is you writing it over there? You'll see. 2 times 2x is positive 4x. Let's simplify. Negative 15 plus 4 is negative 11x. Final loop, positive 2 times negative 5, negative 10. And finally, factorise. It's not tricky, folks. It's not a tricky one. It is a double bracket. It is a quadratic. Think of it as 0x in the middle. So two numbers which multiply to make negative 16 add together make 0. Yep, it's plus 4 and minus 4. But if you remember, it's our friend, difference of 2 squares. You save yourself a bit of time. So, hope that helps, and I'll see you on the next one.